Hello and welcome back to Pine League Round 3. This is the third week in this series, and my name is IRequestADuel, and it looks like my co-caster has joined just in time. This
Give
time
me a
I'll have
moment.
SLlCE with me.
Hi there, guys. Welcome to Pine League. This is the last weekend for the top 8 teams of Pine League to score their final points before we move on to the next round of the tournament. So give me a moment. I am moving towards a quiet venue, so this stream won't be that noisy.
Okay, well, while SLlCE gets himself sorted, we'll take a look at today's match. And yes, today, only a single match, as it's going to be Team KDA going up against Astral Esports. We have had some teams, I guess, forfeit or pull out of the tournament. Just looking at the party, and I realize, why am I on Team A? But speaking of Team A, well, over on the rosters here, it's going to be Astral Esports on the red side, on the blue side to start off with. So we've got Chili, Hiti, AE, Gia, Deity Stars, Rolly. That time I didn't say Deity Esports for once, which I have no clue why I was saying that before. Call me your princess, or prince. And then for Team KDA, we got Abomination, Yukino, Rose, Blower, Fenglin, and Who Can Me, which I believe is actually SLlCE. But we're just waiting for SLlCE again and some of the players. Looks like we're game there. Just bear with us for a second, but yeah, to give you guys an update on what happened, we were going to be seeing, let's see, SLlCE, oh, maybe that's for tomorrow's. Either way, SLlCE, and Fearless, and Team Siren. Actually, no, we're still gonna see SLlCE and Fearless tomorrow. Sorry about that. It is Team Siren and Upholders are pretty much the ones that pulled out. So Team Siren, I believe, were playing first today, if I'm not mistaken, up against Neko Faction. So Neko Faction by default now have 2 more points, I think, putting them at 3. And Team EvoX against Upholders. Upholders have forfeited, so putting Team EvoX at, I believe, 5 points. I'll just check on that. Yes, so Team EvoX will be 5 points after this weekend by default. So they are guaranteed a spot in the top 4 moving on to the next weekend. Whereas Neko Faction, who will be sitting at 3 points, it really depends on how KDA perform, as well as that of SLlCE Fearless matchup, I believe. Because Fearless currently sitting on 3, and we've got KDA sitting on 3 points. So really could go either way. But right now we have KDA going up against Astral Esports once we get SLlCE back into the lobby, and then we'll be ready to go. Hopefully sound is fixed for you guys. I was playing around with it earlier today, making sure things were good. So hopefully you'll have some in-game sound with that. So why only one match
Is there
today?
background noise?
Just explained it. So yep. And SLlCE is back. Hello, are you coming online now?
Yes, I'm online. I'm not sure whether there's background noise, but this is the quietest spot that I can find. I was just hanging out with KDA a while ago, but yeah, managed to find a quiet spot in this mall. So now we can cast. I added Chili, but I'm waiting for the invite to come through.
Yep, I'm just making sure Chili gives you the invite. Let him know.
Alright, give me a moment. There we go. Where's Chili? Is my voice coming through clearly?
Clearly but a bit of echo, but you know, I imagine you're using your phone as well, so
Yeah,
probably.
I don't have my headphones with me right now.
No, SLlCE does not. He sadly doesn't carry around his headset.
Oh no.
I actually have a fairly decent headset. The headset I'm using, at least I think the quality is fine. If I take this around with me and I take the bag that comes with it, then I could carry the extra stuff like the mic, that I would need. Actually, then again, the portable mic is different, so maybe
Yeah,
different quality. But there we go, slices in. The game is getting ready. We're just gonna wait for the service, and then we'll be with you in just a second. But to let you guys know where these two teams stand right now, KDA sitting at 3 points, Astral Esports sitting at 4 points. So I think either way, Astral feeling fairly safe right now, whereas KDA need to get them out of that red zone with those 3 points. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be Astral Esports on the blue side, as mentioned before, KDA over on the red. So first pick and first ban going through, that's going to be the Yates ban. So fairly standard so far.
really, really standard Yates band right there. I see. Ooh, Feng Lin recommending to get rid of the Samfeng. Don't want to deal with the heavy CC and base damage coming through from Samfeng.
Yeah, good idea with the Samfeng ban. I think the second ban that's going to come out of KDA will have to be the Magnus ban, just because they don't want to let that go through. And this is where I find that you kind of have the advantage in, especially in the current update, with getting the picks you want. Because right now, they should be able to. They could possibly. I was going to say they could go for Yates, but they banned Yates out themselves. So I guess that's not going to be the case. But Adagio, still a good pick. I mean, we talk about Adagio every week. We talk about how self-sustaining he is, how versatile he is, being able to play top and bot, as well as support if you really want to go that way. But yeah, a very good AoE ultimate as well to help anyone that's diving in on you. So, or help deter anyone that is. In response to that, we see the Celeste pick. So, I guess Celeste, we kind of say second to Magnus is probably Celeste, and below that is probably Scarf and then Samuel. I think that's generally how it goes, but Celeste and Scarf also somewhat more even, I'd say.
Level going for a Lance pick. Don't want because they could just possibly look to play something a little divey because by picking Lance and getting rid of that Lance pick, it gets rid of very heavy CC that could really hit you hard if you're gonna play something divey like Reza. So Lance, pretty decent pick. Hey, Jia actually going for the Reza, wants to challenge level Lance
Thank you for the
fielding
follow. I'm
abilities.
gonna have to turn down the follow
Well,
notifications.
Chili's actually gonna do the Reza, but if Chili manages to get through with it, then I guess maybe the Reza's a good pick. But other than that, if Blair can peel for Bombination, he is definitely Bombination's definitely gonna be able to outkite and spell with Chili to death. So we shall have to see how the gameplay works out. But right now, Feng Lin might be looking to just pick up Lyra here.
Yeah, I do like that Lyra pick, especially when there's an enemy Reza. At least I believe it would stop his Troublemaker if he tried to use it. So, and the portal might be pretty helpful to get away from churn in any necessary situation, or possibly even used as an engage. And we've seen how good Lyra has been at stealing objectives, stealing dragons. She gets the vision of it because of her Imperial Sigil, and then you have that slight burst of damage when you reactivate the Imperial Sigil, or when it runs out. So there we're going to see the kinetic pick. Who were they hovering before that? Before kinetic?
I think it was Gwen.
Well, either way, Kinetic, really good late game. They've got a really nice late game comp on the side of KDA, but Celeste and Kinetic are going to do really well into that. The CC that they have already in their comp is going to be big. Over on the side of Astral Esports, though, they've gone and picked up the Scarf, and that could be pretty scary if Churn's gonna get his hooks off and then Scarf putting the damage down. And that would spread on through and ooh, the Kensei. I'm liking this. With the new update, we've seen Kensei more frequently, and it's good that players aren't afraid to give it another go. I think he's really strong frontliner and has a lot of potential with bursting down tanks. So he's pretty much a tank killer, and that's pretty good against like frontlines like Lance or we've seen before against like roams like Arden. And they're gonna go with the Grumpjaw, so I'm wondering how that's gonna play out for them.
Let's talk about the Churn Walker a bit. So about Churn Walker, I don't think we haven't seen Churn Walker play throughout the whole of Pine League yet, right? So Churn Walker coming through, it could really go either way. Because Churn Walker is one of those heroes where getting a 5-man hook follow up into a trespass, it could really disrupt the enemy team really hard, giving your team a lot of openings to dive and go in with your AoE abilities. So Churn Walker, really interesting pick here. Just need to see how it goes or whether Blair will be able to block out the trespass coming from Churn Walker.
Yeah. And yeah, I think Churn is really it's a difficult one. It has a lot of potential, but can also, depending on if your team, I think Astral Esports they have a good enough synergy and communication that they will be able to help out Churn a lot of the time. But sometimes you see Churn being picked and then the team not really being there for him, and he really needs the damage from his team to help sustain himself.
Churn Walker trying to apply a bit of pressure in mid lane. And looking at top lane, all the lanes are still going fairly even now. Deity starts picking up the early Storm Guard on his mid lane. Blair apparently not going for the usual flare gun and boots starter kit. He's going for the energy battery and the oak card. Maybe he's looking to apply more heal for his SLlCE. Not too sure, but I think that's what he wishes to accomplish with these two early starting items.
Well, right now, fairly, I'd say, passive between both teams. No one really choosing to invade or anything. So, both teams playing it safe for now. If anything, it looks like Chili down in the bot lane, putting a bit of pressure on Yukino. Let's talk about the matchups while things aren't too extreme, I'd say. Ooh, but Rose might be able to change Val. There's the vision in that bush, so they know Chili backing off and just gonna push them back for now. But yeah, the matchups in each lane. So we've got Kinetic and Kensei over in the top. I think Kinetic should be fairly fine against that. She has her dash to get away from anything when she needs to. Like when Kensei tries to dive in on her, so should be fine with that. Whereas over in mid, we have the Celeste Scarf matchup. Oh, Reza jumping in onto Blower. Blower going low. And is going to dive under tower for the kill, but Blur not going to go down so easily. They get the first blood, but there's going to be the return kill as Rose diving over the wall to secure it. But yeah, it's something I mentioned before. I think Celeste Scarf is a fairly even matchup. Celeste has a slight advantage at level 8, I'd say, with the range. So late game, should be good for KDA. As far as the supports there, I mean, we talked about Churn earlier and a bit on Lyra. I think it's decent, helps sustain the mid laner for the sake of Lyra being there. Oh, but Blower getting hit by those Spellfires needs to be a bit more cautious. And then right now I'm actually just gonna take a look at Rose here, making a invade to the top side healing tree. It might get caught out by Chili in a second. They have the camera there, so they know Chili's coming up. Whether they try contest that, not too sure. But Gia gonna have to back out now. And yeah, last matchup would be that bot lane that we have, which is actually interesting. You have, oh, Reza jumping in onto Fan Lang, and is gonna go onto tower, takes a hit and goes down. So far, Reza just being unsuccessful in those ganks. But yeah, last matchup would be that of the Lance into the Adagio, but I guess that means it's the Adagio bot lane. I was just wondering why it seemed kind of interesting, two top laners, but I forgot the fact that Adagio is Adagio. And right now, Rose still being very aggressive. And so far, we haven't really been able to see Kensei. I mean, Kensei is going to take some time. We'll have to wait till the late game, I'd say, or mid game, where he starts getting a few of those items before he can really dive into the enemy's face and get that fortified health bonus.
So right now, KDA just sitting at a 400 goal lead. Not too wide goal lead right there, but still there's something. Yukino just carrying vision and bot lane. Chili getting free pokes down on Yukino. Trying to pressure Yukino back down into his tower. And Yukino maybe just trying to look for recall, just staying there waiting for Level and Rose to come.
Ooh,
Level and
here's
Rose
the
come
free
in,
man
they might be
rotation,
looking to
though,
engage.
for
Rose
two
goes
people.
in, misses. And trying to poke out Heaty here, Abomination rotating down the 4-man at bot. But they can't quite seem to do anything right there. I think Yukino should have came a little forward and impale. But that could have been a really good engage opportunity right there. But
yeah, I agree. If they had the CC that they needed to, and then if they were able to chain it together, it could have been a big opportunity for them. Most of all, I think it's going to be tough for Yukino whenever Chile decides to put pressure down in that bot lane, just because Yukino can't really do too much on their own. They're going up against their Adagio, which has already got to be kind of annoying, and you can see Yukino just forced under tower. The range that Adagio has is pretty annoying to deal with. I think I heard it was the longest range, at least at the start of the game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
right now, the goal has even up. And the in top lane, Chili and Ajaja trying to chase something back. Rose trying to go in for the engage, hits Chili, but
Geo coming back with that Path of a Ronin ultimate, but the turnaround there manages to dodge out most of that damage, and Chili still playing aggressively, but you can see that Fanglin managed to get a lot of that health back. Looks like just from that Halcyon potion alone, should be fine for now. And they push off Gia and Chile, so they have to look elsewhere now. And elsewhere might be the bot lane, as we see that Blower going low gets pulled back in by Rolly. Core Collapse gonna miss on Heedy. So a lot of poke going in favor of Astral Esports down here in the bot, and that already, look at that. I said the bot lane is going to be tough. In fact, it looks like Yukino maybe having some connection issues on top of that. Now just back in base, so whether Astral take the lead on that and take advantage of that is going to be the question, but that bot tier 2 tower already fairly low. Deity Stars managing to steal away a Crystal Treant for themselves. Things looking good for Astral as they're starting to push and create a lead here. Hopefully for the side of KDA, Yukino manages to come back soon.
yeah, Yukino might be having some connection issues right now, but KDA just trying to hold up fairly right now, trying to make the game last as long as they can before Yukino manages to come back. But here we see bot lane Bombi going so low. Trespass blocked by Blair. And Chili trying to poke, but Rose comes in. Rose goes in for a bit of poke on Deity Stars. And
Oh, here comes
Bombi
Fangling.
just decides to back out.
And the question is, are they going to engage? Blower has the Arcane Passage, but Bombi fairly low. Probably doesn't want to get too close to the enemy. Deity Stars low in energy, however. And we're going to see Rose rotating up to that top lane now. Might be looking for the gank onto Gia, but Gia catches them out with the camera in time. Well, there's probably some team calls there to make sure they knew they were coming up. Balmy, if Deity Stars had just decided to randomly do a Spitfire into that bush, it might have hit, might have killed them. But now, looks like they might get, no, they're not really going to put any more pressure on top. I think they think Chili and Deity Stars would be enough, but instead, going for the jungle here, stealing away that weaponry. And you can see with a 4-man kind of spread for the side of KDA, it's a lot harder for them, but they managed to still pick up a kill onto Adagio. Looks like he's pushing under tower 2 deep, trying to finish it there. Blower going low. Rolly not going to get hit by the Solar Storm, but Rose manages to finish it off, and it looks like Yukino is back now, so hopefully KDA can regain some control over this game. But as I said, they've really taken a beating for it. They've lost their mid, they've lost their bot tower already, just because they've had to have people spread out over the map. That's going to be Balmy falling to Deity Stars, who at the moment 89 CS to 67. And there goes the top, so even though we have Yukino back in the game, Astral Esports already took what they wanted for now. And that's a decent lead for them, seeing it 26k over to 23.7. So could be looking for Ghostwing. They're gonna start it up. Maybe KDA gets wind of this. Maybe they think, yeah, you can see Yukino. They did boot sports, but they didn't do anything. KDA just not really going to try and contest that. Not even sure if they knew it was going on. Oh, this could be a good chance to catch out Chili. Chili's right there alone. Do they have the overdriven stun on Fanglin? No. Really, KDA here missing out on a lot of opportunities where they could have gone in with the CC. Perhaps Yukino's still lagging, not too sure. Oh, Gio with the Path of Ronin stun out like 3 members of the enemy team. And there's going to be a big collapse in onto KDA, but they managed to trade out kills. That's going to be the Reza for the Celeste. Rose going low. Heedy going to be able to take that one. The rest of Astral in the front line, soon to take down the Lance, but he's dodging, weaving. It's not going to be enough. Banglin and Blah, the only ones left standing for KDA at the moment, and right now, Astral should be looking for another objective. Could be that mid lane as it's fairly pushed up.
So right now, we see Blaver just trying to back off on bot lane. He knows there's no point defending the turret if you're going to lose your life right there. So, but just now, very beautiful Dragon Breath coming out from Deity Stars onto the 3 enemies on Rolling. That really kind of pressured KDA really hard out of that jungle and out of their bot tower. So very beautiful Dragon Breath timing right there.
Well, you can see Balmy going very low in that situation. And right now, just look at the difference in terms of build for Scarf. Scarf already with the Spellfire and the Eve, whereas Balmy still sitting on that Spellfire. So
Fenglin trying to make a guess, trying to see what AE are doing, and KDA looks like they're gonna be aware. They might be able to go contest for this one. Ooh. And looks like Rose just came in a tad too late, and there goes Black Claw for the side of Astral Esports. Right now, AE Chili might be catching up Bombi, but not so soon. AE Jaja trying to get to Bombi as fast as he can. Kensho just activated. Strike Lotus doesn't connect onto anyone. And right now, KDA 4 men alive, just looking to defend their mid lane tower as Black Claws marches down the lane along with the 5.
Oh my, look at that! Fangling with the snipe onto Chili, manages to pick up the kill. This could be the turnaround for them. Rolly going fairly low. Blau goes in with the Arcane Passage. Yukino going to be there with the Impale onto Adagio. Meanwhile, Lyra going to be able to pick up the kill onto Churn. Yukino now having to back up. A turnaround from Deity Stars with the Dragon's Breath is going to be big. And there's going to be the shutdown as the double kill for Scarf. And Kensei manages to pick Lyra up. And the Dragon still pushing in. They should be able to get the base tower for this, and they managed to do so. Question is, will they push for more with Yukino low on HP and Abomination being the only other one standing at the moment? But no, they play it safe. They see Ghostwing is up. They're going to back off and most likely take that before regrouping for another fight.
So right now, that turnaround, that Dragon's Breath really did a lot of damage right there. Right now, we are looking at a very hyper fed Deity Stars 5-0 and 3. And at this point, what KDA can do to try come back in this situation is just prolong the game, try to even out the goal here. But we shall see whether KDA is able to just hold it in, or will AE try to find a one last clean fight, and they might possibly be looking to end this game and take game one for themselves.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Definitely, it's going to take a lot for KDA to come back from this, especially looking at the state of the map right now. They haven't taken any towers away from the side of Astral Esports, so that's going to be quite difficult. Even if they get a Black Claw, they need to win multiple fights in succession. Right now, you can see the 10k gold lead for Astral. It's really something to be careful about, as well as that Ghost Wing buff that they have right now. They're going to engage with it. Look at the damage coming out onto the SLlCE as Kensei dives in. He finds Fanglin, but Fanglin going to turn around, managing to fight them back, hold them back for now. Really, I'd say KDA need to back off into their base, hold it as best as they can, but Astral Esports knocking at the door. They're going to take this bot lane tower. There's going to be Heaty with engage, but he doesn't get stunned out. He manages to block Yukino there with a stun. Path of Veronin onto the backline, and Kensei is going to clean up a triple kill, and there's going to be Solar Storm in return, trying to push them off. They have the base helping them. Churnwalker going to go low, probably going to fall to the base. Kinetic not quite able to finish them off, and Chili almost finds the kill onto Fanglin, but Bommy and Fanglin still standing their ground, but Heaty just dives in to get the double kill, the ace, and end the game. 15 minutes 50 in. And what an engage from Astral Esports. They had the lead, they were far ahead, and they knew it, they took it, and they managed to shut down game number 1.
Very dominant game indeed coming up for Astral Esports. KDA not really be able to look to get down a tower from the side of Astral Esports. That's just a really dominant game. And I would say, looking at the members of Astral Esports, they are, in my opinion, a bit more mechanically superior. Like, their macro and micro plays are really good as compared to the other teams we have seen in this tournament, even teams at very high seedings. So I'm not too surprised about this. And yeah, they always manage to pressure the opponents under their tower. They know how to rotate. They have vision placed at very important corners of the map. So they are able to tell whether an enemy is coming. Like, if you have seen throughout just the match just now, how many times Rose has been caught up by a camera before a gank. That is just what other teams need to know sometimes. They need to know the viable placings of the camp, because vision in 5v5 is one very big element of the game, and it could really save your life or it can kill you if you don't have it. So I feel the vision game coming from AE, that was a really good job well done by them, and they definitely deserve that win just now.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Definitely draft-wise, both teams did well, but when it came down to actually executing the plays, we could see that Astral Esports, they were a fair bit ahead in that game. Thing is, going into game number 2, maybe we'll see if KDA are able to fix their connection issues. Perhaps SLlCE, maybe they even need you.
Am I going to be playing?
I don't know. You'd have to ask your team. Depends how Yukino is doing with that connection.
Alright, so hopefully Yukino has a good connection now. Yeah, he does tend to have a bit of a lag spike here and there, so I won't be not I won't it won't be unexpected if he lags out, but hopefully next game it'll be better for him. We shall see. And we might be jumping into game 2 right now.
Yep. Well, while we do that, yeah, I think a big point of why it's so hard for KDA to really get to that late game was they lost the mid game pretty hard when they had the connection issues. So let's hope that that's all sorted out. See as we head into the second game.
So just now, right, the early game I think KDA held up really well, like held up against AE really well, because at one point even KDA had a 1k goal lead, but you have seen Rose trying to do those early engage, like I said just now. Like he gets caught out by vision here and there. Like AE knows where Rose might be coming from if they try to overextend to apply pressure. So once they know Rose is coming, they'll try to recall or back off. Like they will make sure they don't overstay too long and give KDA a perfect ganking opportunity. And one thing KDA has to also know is also objective control, because the early goal swing at them might have won AE that fight after the goal swing, because KDA just didn't have vision on the goal swing, right? So if you don't have vision on goal swing, there's a chance you might check it, but most likely you won't have your full team there to contest it. So vision on objectives is also very important here, because a goal swing buff can mean the difference between winning a fight and losing it. And then Black Claw with a full 5-man team pushing down mid, if you are even one man short, the pressure can be really huge, and it's just a perfect fighting opportunity for the side of your opponents, and they can even go for goal swing if they want to. So it's about not letting your opponent get the first upper hand and then not being able to find a solution for that once they have taken so many advantages off you and it's too late.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot of the time where teams will get behind and then they won't even try contest. I understand sometimes with Blacklaw it makes more sense to just be grouped up as a team to fight, but Ghostwing I think should be something that you try and contest. Blacklaw, I mean, contest safely or at least send one person in if you get vision over the wall. But in that situation, I do agree. I think it's not just down to whether you have the vision or not. It's down to whether you have the knowledge of, okay, we don't see anyone on the map right now. Chances are they're here. We have to make action quickly, or we're going to miss out on the opportunity. But going into the second game, KDA doing pretty well with the draft, going for that SLlCE ban. And then you can see followed by Yates, which forces out the side of Astral Esports. They could just not ban Magnus and let Magnus and Samfang go through. That way one team gets an OP hero. But we can see they went for the Scarf and Magnus ban, meaning right now mid laners are slim. So there's going to be a small pool to choose from via being pretty decent at the moment, I'd say, even after receiving just a slight nerf. But most of all, KDA have the Samfang in their hands, should be feeling pretty confident with that. Retaliation, we did see the Fortress and Adagio pick up, however.
Oh, Varia pickup, very interesting. So just now during dinner, we had a little discussion, and they were talking about the Varia pick. Because a few days ago they tried Varia and they felt Varia was a decent hero. They think that, well, we can just go for a bit of a Varia kind of dive in and out comp. So I think Bombi might be looking to play that Varia right here, as we see right now. But Very nice Fortress pick up for the side of AE. Fortress, very strong hero right now. Very, very divey. And especially with a good CC comp. Fortress is one hella strong hero. Especially when you got Lance with that root. You got Arden with the gauntlet. And then you can have Hitty run in, use his healing on himself, and slow down the enemies nearby with his Holy Fire. So that's a very nice team composition right there by AE.
It's a bit of a shame that the side of KDA don't have Lyra this match, because I think Lyra is a good counter to Fortress. It can go either way. If you don't manage to get the Bright Bulwark up in time, then if Fortress manages to bite down onto one of your carries, he's going to inflict mortal wound, and then the healing will be nerfed. So I guess in this case, going for the Grace also makes sense if you're able to let Fortress jump in, and then you knock him up with the Holy Nova. So could work out for them. We'll have to see this time. KDA on the blue side, and Astral Esports over on the red. We got Via, Grace, Gwen, Samfeng, Rhyme for the side of KDA, going up against Vox, Adagio, Arden, Lance, and Fortress. So although KDA have some good picks, I feel like the side of Astral Esports are a bit more balanced and a bit more concise to what they want to be doing as a team.
I think in terms of draft, okay, all right, let's talk about synergy first. So synergy-wise, Astro has really good synergy. They are able to communicate a lot better, I would say. And like they are able to tell each other what's going on around the map. They don't just ping here and ping there. They actually voice out the directions of everyone, how their status and like that. So I think that's really good. And then let's look at their comp, right? So their comp is a dive comp. Dive comps, they require very good team synergies to work. You don't want to have Fortress diving in and then all your other divers are just gonna stay at the back line looking at Fortress dive. You don't want that to happen. When Fortress dives, everyone dives. That's what you want to see in a dive comp. And that's a very smart pick. Going with a dive comp on a team with good synergy. That's very beautiful. I think the Varia wasn't as good of a pick right here. Alright, so every member of KDA has some form of crowd TC except Varia, which hers is just the ultimate, I guess. But I think Varia could have been replaced with a better mage kind of thing. Like, was Scarf banned out in this one?
Yes, Scarf was banned. So that's why I said at the start that Astral Esports pretty much made it so there's a very slim hero pool to choose from. And I don't think Vaya's bad, but I get your point that she is missing the CC that a lot of mages are. For example, going Samuel would have given you AoE and CC. I guess you could counter ult is some sort of crowd control. It does force the enemies to move. If they don't, okay, I was not paying attention to the bot lane, as there's going to be the first kill. Gia picking up the kill onto Fanglin. So, and meanwhile, in the top, might be another trade out, as Chili going to, following on through, Yukino going very low. Once again, Yukino stuck in a situation where they're playing up against this Adagio. Must be very irritating for them, as you can see the pressure that they're already applying, as Chili also waiting there, looking for a chance to dive in, and right now they can just really get some free damage on the tower if they choose to. Hidi attacking Yukino under the tower, not too sure if that's a smart idea, but Chili definitely able to do so as they pick up the second kill for Astral.
Astral. Yeah, perhaps the side of KDA just a little too overextending right now. Top lane tower already going so low. Yukino, I think, might be with the connection issues again, not too sure. But we'll have to see. Yukino just... he might be lagging. We can't really do much right now. Level a little low on HP right here. Rolly just trying to loot, stop his recall. Level not gonna connect on the stun.
Yep, but meanwhile, we can see that at least KDA trying to put some pressure onto this bot lane. It's not really as effective as what we saw from the side of Astral Esports just before. I mean, they managed to get the first tower under 3 minutes in, so that's pretty big, a really good start, as well as 2 kills without trading out any. You can see right now with a 2k gold lead this early on, it's going to really help them out. And now that they have that top tower gone, it's always good to be the first team to get that first tower. If that makes sense, to be the team that gets the first tower, I should say, because now Astral Esports have they have less options of where they need to be, where they need to pressure, and it means more opportunity to be able to gank the enemy team.
Alright, so right now we see Blair trying. Blair again, not going for that flare gun. So, in case for those who are watching the stream who are not sure why flare gun is good. Alright, so Hitty, I asked the question to Hitty after his match when I first saw that, and Hitty explained that the reason why flare gun is such a crucial first item is because vision is important.
Ooh.
And they don't.
1 second in the bot lane, we're gonna see the dive under tower once again by Chili and Rolly assisting him, but here comes Blower to counteract that, catches out Chili, one more hit will do it, they get the return kill. And Rolly going to be the only one to escape.
Solo under his tower. Alright, so back to flare gun. So why flare gun is good? Because you don't want to be trading scout camps for scout camps. You can instead trade flare guns for scout camps. So
diving deep, the damage onto Blur, but he manages to tank it up. Bomby doing a long return. Heedy 1 HP off of death right now. You can see Bomby and Blur probably really want to get that kill, but he's going to be able to get back with the safety of his team being there. Chili going to dive in onto Bomby, and they manage to pick up that kill. So once again, just proving how strong this fortress is, just at ganking and the damage output with only a Storm Crown. He's actually finished off that Storm Guard banner, gone for the Storm Crown directly, which is interesting to see, but I think it plays well into Fortress's kit, so not a bad pickup at all. Second, I'm probably going to go for those Journey boots, I'd assume.
So right now, we see in bot lane, Feng Lin is actually below half health right here. Just might have pressured him a little too hard right there. Rose trying to rotate, trying to look for a gang, but Chili's also trying to look for a gang. But and Feng Lin goes so low, pops the healing plus right there. Chili taking a shot from the turret, decides to back off, clear that vision in the bush. And Feng Lin might be looking to get engaged on right now. One impale and a Fortress. Fortress uses call the pack, and Feng Lin goes down with the dive. Rose not quite able to do anything right there. He has his ultimate, but maybe.
Meanwhile, over in the mid, looks like Yukino will catch out Deity Stars, and Heedy once again going very low. Actually, no Abomination with the ult that helped out bot lane as Rhyme able to pick up a kill. But there's going to be Fortress with the rotation back. And you can see Fortress onto tankier targets like Rose isn't as good. Blur going to get the knock up there onto Rolly.
He just trying to clear lane right now. Rose maybe not trying to look to go in here. Feng Lin and Rose trying to catch out Heedy right now. Heedy going so low. Rose also going really low right now. Chili jumps onto Rose, and there goes Rose. The whole of AE suddenly collapses towards the fight, and KDA not really having any members to look out, and Feng Lin going so low, trying to clear the weapon tree, but Chili and Rolly trying to push him back right now. Chili taking a couple shots on turret. Rolly almost going down, going so low. Bombi might be looking to take down Rolly, and that is chance. And Chili decide to back up Rolly right there. So Yukino engages onto Deity Stars. The Lotus, what? Samfeng's B. Oh no.
Yep, and now we'll see Gia again targeted, but actually in the river here, Heedy trading out with Rose. There's going to be the divine intervention to help get them out there alive. Yukino's in deep, going to pop the ultimate, catches out Rolly, but not really going to be able to do too much as he just tanks it up. Holy Nova barely misses onto Chili, so they're not going to get locked down, but pushing the enemy team back with Ambul's hammer is a great decision coming out here from Bommy, but they don't follow up on it. It's so many people are low on the side of KDA. You can see them just trying to back near their towers. Yukino still pushing through though. Brave move for now. Bommy going to spot out Heedy, and Heedy using a verse of judgment without anyone caught in the arcane fire, so kind of a waste there. But in the end, Astral Esports don't really take any casualties. They're able to back out of the fight.
But just now, that fight. Meanwhile, look at bot lane. He's just going a bit low, trying to push down that bot tower, but not quite able to get it done. So right now, he is just going low, carrying a Treant. And very nice fights coming from the side of AE, trying to pick up very good fights right there. And we see Rose trying to push bot lane tower, but AE just manages to come back in time, ban that one. So 4 men in mid lane for AE. And Level and Bombi just trying to clear the wave in mid lane.
Ooh, it looks like Bommy going to be the target of Chili as Chili dives in deep, and the rest of the team going to focus down this tower, should be able to take it. You can see backup coming here for the side of KDA as they rotate up to mid, but now Yukino being the target as they're left alone in the top. There's going to be the boots the Vanguard used to help catch them out, Heating on the chase as well as Chili diving in onto them. Blow there, and Yukino defensive ult is going to force the side of Astral Esports back for now. With the lead currently 29.1k over to 23.3, so a fairly decent lead. They're going to take another tower for themselves, pushing that even further. So KDA on the back foot once again. They need to be winning these team fights, but Blau going to get caught out with the Giffian wall. They get stunned up. Crucible already used for the side of Astral Esports as they push on through. They're going to be able to take down the Grace. The double kill as Vox picks up a Rhyme as well. Now KDA 3v5 situation. Bomby Nation already very low on health. Are they going to try and contest this one? As long as if Yukino goes in alone, it might be enough. Fanglen could even stand over the wall to try get a buckshot as a possible steal, but they need to do something now, and they don't act soon enough. Astral Esports, just look at the vision control. A bit overkill, but I guess it is working for them as they have so much vision control over the map, especially this bot side right now and around that Ghost Wing pit.
And now Heedy trying to find kill on Fenglin. Fenglin going so low. Heedy also going quite low. Rose trying to run away his life right here. And Rose might be... No, he doesn't get away. The Resonance gets him. And right now Yukino going really low right now. All 3 members of AE trying to get onto Yukino, but Yukino's gonna back out and use it out defensively. Chili actually dies and...
Yeah, there's going to be the wait for his Deity Star dives in, but he gets taken down as he gets slowed under tower. There's going to be the return kill, but they don't really have the wave clear right now as Chili going to dive once in again onto Yukino. Gets turned around on as they get the stun off onto them. The kill as well. Blau going to be able to pick that one up. And Yukino not done fighting. They have the fortified health and they manage to help their team pick up another kill. And there's going to be Rose on the chase. Manages to lock down a few of them, but doesn't really go in following that. Seeing the team is behind. Doesn't want to dive in alone, and it'd be pretty hard to manage to kill Rolly and Heedy as they're playing Arden and Adagio. Probably would take a bit too long and end up getting debated in the end, but they stuck around and there's going to be a second chance for them as Rose goes in with the chilled winds, manages to lock down Rolly for just a second, but this top tower's still up. They need to respect it. The damage coming through from the side of KDA though might be enough to pick them off or at least push them back. Gia now supporting his team. KDA, if only they knew that Heedy and Rolly were on the other side of that wall. You know, they're going to back off now and regroup themselves. clear their own jungle and probably sort out some waves. As you can see, that bot lane starting to stack up. It's going to push in favor of Astral Esports, which could be big for Blackclaw. It means you have that pressure down in the bot lane that you don't have to worry about on the other side of the map, while the rest of the action would be going down around that Blackclaw pit, I'd assume. However, Astral taking that time as well, backing off for now.
I think throughout the game, what we have witnessed so far is actually AE, in some of the fights, they were actually aware of what resources KDA have used. Like, okay, look at...
Oh, Deity Stars all alone. He's going to get caught
out.
out between Fangling and Blah, but they don't engage onto him. Wait for it onto the rest of KDA, and they aren't going to be able to save Fanglin on that Gwen. Trade out, though, as Rhyme gets picked up. Actually, 2 kills in favor of Astral Esports, my bad, as we see them continue to slaughter KDA. They pick up the Grace. Yukino left alone. You might be tanky, but you're not tanky enough to win a 1v3. Chili tries to dive in once again onto Bomby, but this time is pushed back. However, Blackclaw is now open. It is a free Blackclaw. Bomby doesn't have the ult to even try steal unless they want to risk their own life, which I don't think they're going to do so. This should be going over to the side of Astral.
Oh, that fight totally went down. The moment Feng Lin decides to run in the opposite direction and away from his team, and Chili was just able to catch up Feng Lin. Meanwhile, the whole KDA was trying to funnel towards Feng Lin and trying to save him right there, but looks like that might have been a bit of an overextend.
Yukino could be an aggressive play. No one hits the counter, so Yukino just going to be standing there awkwardly. Meanwhile, Blackclaw pushing down mid. The Impale, the triple Impale coming through is going to be able to pick up the kill onto Rhyme. They need to back out as the tower still doing a lot of damage. Heedy going low, but they managed to survive. Fountain is used to help keep them alive. Now turning their attention to the mid lane as they take that down with the help of Blackclaw and that massive minion wave pushing in. This could be it for KDA as Astral Esports pushing in, but they decide to back out, leaving the dragon and that minion wave to be cleared out in a matter of seconds as they go for the Ghost Wing instead. So you can see, even though Astral Esports almost 10k ahead at this point, they're still playing it safe, going for the Ghost Wing, looking for the next fight to shut this game out.
Alright, but instead of that, let's take a look at where AE has placed the camp. AE has placed the camp right outside of the base of KDA. And looks like KDA is not being able to quite spot out that camp right there. We might be seeing AE going for a backdoor strat one more time, but we shall see how that plays out right now. I mean, right now, they could have one guy distract and then have the whole team TP boots, rush one armory down, and then go for the Vein Crystal. Who knows? But we shall have to see how this game plays out.
Yep, it is a possibility as they only have the armories to burn through. But I think at this point in time, with the Ghost Wing buff, they don't really want to be dealing with the damage from the base as well. They might just be looking for a fight as we see Gia getting caught out. There's going to be the ultimate coming through from Yukino, but it doesn't really go on to anyone as it gets blocked out by the Crucible. There's an Impale double route, and they manage to pick up the kill onto Vaya. This is big. Valkyrie misses most of the team. Another Impale catching out the Grace, and they go to use a Holy Nova, but it's not up soon enough as there's too much damage coming out from the side of Astral Esports. They're going to push on through, finding the kill onto Fanglin, and Yukino, the last one standing, is going to get taken down for the ace. Astral Esports free to take anything from the base right now as they push down that armory, and they can easily end out the game. Chili almost dead, but he's going to just stand outside waiting for it to all be over. And there it is. He actually dives in for the finishing blow onto the Vein Crystal. And game number 2, 2-0 in fact for the side of Astral Esports. GG, well played. And now Astral Esports, I believe, sitting at, should be, I don't know if that's updated, 6 points? Astral Esports
Astral
as
had
the,
a perfect run in the playoffs and hasn't dropped a single game.
So 6-0 for their series so far in the Pine League tournament. So as you said, number 1 seed, number 1 ranking right now, haven't lost to anyone. However, that just puts them at the top, moving through to the semifinals. We'll have to see who goes in there with them. But that's it for today's match. Just taking a look at this match, however, before we leave, really, I think KDA could have done their drafting for the most part was fine. The second game was a bit iffy. They still got some strong picks, but as I said going into it, Astral Esports looked like they had more of a plan, more of it sorted out, an idea of what they wanted from their team comp. And it seemed like when KDA were presented a lot of opportunities, they just didn't react in time.
Yeah, and right now, because KDA has went 2-0 against Astral, and if for those who aren't informed yet, Team Savin won't be playing against Neko Faction today because I think they couldn't make it. So it's a free win over to Neko Faction, and this also means it's 3-3 for Neko and KDA,
Yeah.
and we will be looking for a best of 3 tiebreaker.
Yeah,
We
so
are
that
not
means
sure
if
where
I believe which team was it? If let's see if
Neko Faction.
Fearless is still playing tomorrow and they're currently sitting at 3 points, but if they aren't able to win against SLlCE, or if SLlCE get those 3 points, then we will need to do a tiebreak on the match after tomorrow, Sunday. But for today, it is just one match today. Neko Faction, I don't know if that just, yeah, it looks like that might have just gone updated right there. Now seeing at 3 points, so, It could be the top 4 are still yet to be determined. Team Evo X sitting at 5 points comfortably. They also had, I believe, Team Siren. What? Wait, Team Evo X had. Let me check. Right there,
Team Evo Hex also has.
upholders, forfeit on them. So they're sitting at
Yes.
5 points. So right now, Evo X and Astral Esports confirmed to be going through to the semifinals, I believe. So it's going to
Yes.
be up to tomorrow's match between Fearless, SLlCE. Fearless, if they win, they can sit themselves at 5 points as well. And then that would just mean a tiebreak between KDA and Neko Faction would need to happen.
Yes. A
Whereas if we
best of
see
3 tiebreaker.
SLlCE win, then it's going to have to be a tiebreak between Neko Faction, KDA, SLlCE, and Fearless. So it's still possible for a lot of teams to get into the semifinals.
Right now, opportunities are still open, and we just have to see how the matchup plays.
Yep.
And as we are slowly starting to approach into week 4, where the top 4 teams will be determined and move on to the next stage of this tournament. So I think we are gonna end the stream right now.
Yep, that's it for us today. So tune in tomorrow for, I believe, the match between SLlCE and Fearless, which will be starting at 7 p.m. SGT, I believe. And after that, we will have our tie-break matches. And following will be, as mentioned by SLlCE, our final week where we have semifinals and finals, everything coming to a close. So these teams are needing to fight for that top 4 position if they want to be in that final week. Make sure you come along to cheer them on, and yeah, hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Heedy, thanks to GatorX for hosting, and thanks to SLlCE for casting alongside me. Thanks to all the players that played, and yeah, I don't know if I said thanks to you guys for watching, but I can
Thanks
say it
to your
again.
parents.
So thanks for being here, and do take care till next time. Good night.
Good night.